Hey, what's up everybody? Haven't done a VV video in a long time, and this is kind of sort of a VV video. Actually, it is about VV's relationship with the company behind this drop, the Stanley drop, which I went for. I got the uncommon on the drop. I was really lucky. Got the wait list. I did sell it way too soon, but made a profit, so can't complain. Mahalo VV. But this video is about the company behind it, which is Kartoon Studio. Kartoon Studios is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol TOON. It was previously trading on the NASDAQ under the symbol GNUS, Genius. It was called Genius Brands International until June of 2023. So this relationship with Vivi must have happened right about the same time. It's really interesting that this company is a US based company, and they have the license for the Stanley universe. So let's look. They have the news about their drop here with Vivi. And uh, what's really interesting is Kartoon Studios through the Stanley Universe LLC actually license Stan Lee's image, and they have the license to Stan Lee's voice as well. They license it back to Disney and Marvel. I just want to repeat that again. That's important. Toon has the license for Stan Lee's image, likeness, and voice, and they have a non-exclusive license to license that back to Disney and Marvel. That's crazy. So what Kartoon Studios also has, let's take a look at some of their other brands. They have an arrangement with Shaq, so they have Shaq's Garage. They have a relationship with Wolfgang Puck, the Wolfgang Puck Secrets Academy. There's Stanley Superheroes, Rainbow Rangers, Llama Llama, Thomas Edison Secret Lab, and a host of others. A lot of their content is actually educational related, and so they seem to make like cartoon shows, which they distribute. They have worldwide distribution. They're on Nickelodeon, Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max, Peacock, Roku, Pluto, Samsung, Apple and Android TV, and others. So they make content, and that would be interesting to see how some of these other brands and images will come to Vivi. But let's take a look at this company, and when I show you this stock chart, you're going to be blown away. Here's the monthly price of TOON. It hit a high. I don't even know what the high is. It's way above 120, and it's now trading at $1.93. So if you look at it on the monthly, looking at it on the daily and the weekly is just too hard to see. So looking at the monthly, going back here, and this is in 2014, you see a monster descending triangle here, and then you see this pump. The company's stock rose over 2,000% with 4 announced stock sales, and this was after they were put on notice by the NASDAQ for low share value, which could have triggered a delisting. They also announced the launch date of their cartoon channel, and that their Mattel Rainbow Rangers got shelf space at Walmart. Short squeeze could have contributed to this, but I don't have the short sales data, so I'm not really sure about this. But it was a monster move, probably a pump and dump. Let's take a look at the news. This is really interesting. On July 11th, they also announced that they're partnering with Legible to launch Stan Lee Comics. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out against Marvel. But then with Marvel and Disney. But what's really interesting there is, again, as I mentioned to you, that they are licensing Stan Lee back to Marvel and Disney. Let's take a look at some of the financials here. Now, This company has an EPS of minus $2.03. So this company is losing $2.03. So they're not making money. But what's really interesting here is the 1-year target estimate is $10. So let's take a look at their financials. Their revenue is only 75 million. So this is not a very big company. The revenue growth for the quarter, look at that, 884%. Now, the amount of shares outstanding is very small. Uh, there's 35.12 million shares outstanding. The float is 29.18 million. 7.37% held by insiders. Almost 10% held by institutions, and we'll look at that. The share short is 3.7 million. So short ratio is 4.1. The short interest is almost 10%. So who knows whether that was a short squeeze that did it. I have to look back. But let's look at some of their financials. So the analyst rating on TOON has shown that the earnings have declined by 18.8% over the last 5 years. We've shown you how volatile the share price is, and the shareholders, of course, have been diluted because it was almost $118, and now it's barely $2. But let's look at the financial condition of this company. TOON has 114.3 million in short-term assets, and this is greater than either their short-term liabilities, which is 90.8 million, or 14.5 million. So they have more assets than they have liabilities. Let's take a look at their ownership. Not many shares are being traded, which is very interesting that the insiders, look at this, they're only buying like 500 shares and selling 500 shares. There's not a lot of insider buys or sells, which I would like to see at this level. The CEO of the company is Andrew Hayward, and he owns 7.13% of the shares outstanding at a value of 4.8 million currently. You can see where the other ownership is coming in. Vanguard Group and BlackRock hold a decent size. Mainly the Vanguard Group has $2.8 million. They have a little 1.4 million in shares of the company. There are other financial firms you can see here that have interest in this company. So this is an interesting relationship. I was pretty intrigued by it, and who knows? I don't know whether I'm gonna just potentially dump some money in here, because from a technical analysis point, it is at support here. The support is basically at the $2 level, and the descending triangle is looking like it's bottoming out. But the downside is the moving averages are headed lower. Any break of this support will be incredibly bearish, but the stock has shown the ability to move dramatically. I mean, look at this month in June 2020. Well, we saw the big move in May, but even in June, it moved from $15 to nearly 40. But ever since, I mean, there have been a few big candles in the month, so this company has the ability to move dramatically, and that's probably because it's really thinly traded. I'd really be curious to know if there was a short squeeze during these periods, but unfortunately I don't have that data. Well, that was my look at kind of sort of VeVe, which was the Stanley drop, but more so their relationship with the company called Kartoon Studios. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. This is not financial advice by any stretch of the imagination. Thanks for watching. and aloha.